This conference will now be recorded.
So we are looking at a page object model design. Okay, so how the framework is. This is your test base .java class. In this, the driver initialization, system set properties that are there. Okay, so Chrome driver initialization, the basic setup related code is there. Okay, so your driver object is created, driver equals to new Chrome driver. Okay, that all things are there in the test base. Okay. And we have a pages package. In that package we have different page classes. How many pages are there in application? That many pages we will be creating. Okay, so we have multiple pages according to the application. So similarly, this is a pages class, and we have pages homepage dot homepage dot java and login page dot java, all this, and registration, or you have any other activities so related to that, vaccination or a search vaccine, anything. Okay, according to the application there will be number of pages. And we have test layer. In the test layer we have test classes. Okay, so what are these test classes will have? The test classes will have the test cases, and here we use a test ng. Okay, so like this you have the different test classes. This is my test class, so the file names will be, I will write here test layer. This is my test layer, and in this we are using test ng annotation, so that the control execution is on. Test ng is helping in control execution, like which one is the before method, which is a test method, all that. Okay, so I have login page test dot java. So all your test classes will have the name test, so that we understand there are test cases in it. Okay, so for example, again we have a login page test dot java, so no, a name is appended with test for sure, so that we understand registration. Or you have a the registration page test dot java. These are your test classes. So we'll be inheriting the test base in all the classes. Yes, this is, everyone is clear about it. Okay, about this everyone is clear. So why we
Yes,
are
Ritu.
extending this one everywhere? Because we need driver object everywhere, and driver object we created in the test base. Okay, driver dot get URL to launch. So we have written once and we need everywhere, right? So in a same project we are working, so we need everywhere that driver object in all the classes that we are working on. So we will be extending this test base in all our classes, pages and testng classes. Okay, and what other things apart from this we need? We need different utilities. Okay, we need different uh, other components as well. So what other components will be there in the page object model, your framework? Okay, so in test base, what again more we will write driver dot maximize. Okay, implicit wait, the code related. So what all code will be there in it, in the test base? Implicit wait, implicit wait, and driver dot maximize. Okay, so the maximize code to maximize the driver. Okay, again we need a, what all things we need, driver initialization. So if we are working on different drivers, so all that will come in the test base. How that will come? So we will write that in the if. Okay, so if you are having the, you are giving that on a Chrome driver to launch application, so we will write a if condition for Chrome driver object to create with the Chrome driver reference driver object is created. So again another condition, if you are saying that run on a Firefox, so driver object in that if condition we will execute driver object is initialized with the new Firefox driver. So that also be there in this test base. Again, page load timeout. What is page load timeout? Page load timeout also we write in the test base. Again, delete all cookies, some other things, and get driver dot get and URL. So to get we will pass a URL. So this is there in the test base. Okay, basically these all things and all. So I will write all driver objects. Okay, this we'll see today, all driver objects with reference will be created. Apart from this, we need a environment variables, config properties. There is a one more component we need, that is a environment variable. Okay, so what is this environment variable? So we will number each component. First component is test base. Okay, first component is test base. Second component is pages. Okay, third component is this test layer, and fourth component is environment variables. So what is environment variable? Here we have a config dot properties. Config dot properties is a properties file. In this file we will mention the details such as username, password, URL to launch, and which browser to open, Chrome browser. So from this file we will pass which browser to open, and from in this file there will be the key value pair, the properties will be, and we will assign here key and properties we will read. That is environment variable. So what all things will be there in this? URL, okay, and username, password, again browser, and other things. Okay, any other things, browser and after other things will be there in the environment variable. Okay, what is another component we need? A fifth component is we need is test data. So you will say username, password is there. What is the test data again? So test data is different. Username, password, URL is different. Yes, guys. So test data means, for example, you are testing the registration. Okay, on Amazon, the registration will be on a email ID or a phone number. So test data is phone number. Okay, test data is email ID, not the username, password. Not always only username, password, not is only the test data. Okay, so your test data is not only the username, password, URL that you always give. Your test data is to test particular scenario you need something, that is a data you need, email ID you need, or a different set of email IDs you may need, or different mobile numbers you need, or any other things you need. For example, you have so many users in the application. Okay, so that time we will not write 100 200 all the users in the config.properties. Config.properties file will be very small file. It will have very limited details. Okay, no many so many details we will not add in the config.properties. So if you have so much of data, that data we will write in the Excel file, that is your test data Excel file. So in this test data Excel file, all your users or URLs or mobile number, registration, test data, or other names or properties, item descriptions. Okay, suppose I want to test a mobile in the add to cart. Okay, is mobile, I'm able to add a mobile in the add to cart or not. So which mobile I'll search? From the test data I will take one mobile number, or sorry, mobile description or mobile id, and that I will add in a cart, and then I will place a order. So that is my test data. That test data we will be taking from this test data sheet, test data dot xls. So it will have the test data. Able to get it, guys? So what is your test data? The data required for the testing particular scenario. Okay, it may be anything, users details, or item descriptions, or item ids, or anything to search, mobile number, or any preconditions, other things that you need in the testing. So your test data dot xls will have that details all. So we will create a test data excel file, and in that we will add all, and this we will be reading in the test cases. Wherever we need for a particular test case, read the data from this excel file and write it here. Okay, again what else we need? We need some other utilities that are take screenshot. Okay. Oh, so test data name has got here. I will write it again, test data xls. This is my fifth component. What is sixth component again? Some utilities. Utilities means common usable. So we will create a util package. In that util test util package, we will write all the utilities. So you can create a test util dot java class, and in this class we will write all the utilities reusable methods components. Okay, what are my reusable methods components that we need to take the screenshot? Take screenshot method will write a send mail. Okay, you want to send a mail report, and common any common utilities, common methods. So you need other any methods which are like very common, very frequently you are using, navigate to particular item or searching particular item that you need always. So you will write a common method and then use that. Apart from this, again you will need a generic functions. Generic functions, some functions you create and then you reuse that. Okay, so it is your sixth component. One more thing you need is
So,
what
Rajni,
is
what are
seventh?
the common methods you said? Common methods?
Common methods are for example login, logout. You need a common, right? So all test case will start from the login. All test cases will start from navigating to particular page. Okay, so I want to navigate to particular page, so I will write a navigate to that page a method, common method. So in all test cases I will use that method, navigate to that particular page. So after that, the few steps I have to automate, that I will write new steps. Again common method, there will be so many common methods. Okay, login is a very common, all test case will need. Logout is all test case will need. And after login, a particular button to click on, or a search particular item. So your major scenarios, for example, for one module you have search functionality, so you will write search related common method. So you are able to search particular item, and on that item you will perform different operations. Okay, so common methods you write, you can write for all the functionalities, all the features. Suppose you have a common login method, you have a common logout method. Okay, you have a common method for a search, you have a common method for navigation. All these are the methods that are common methods. Okay, and what is another component we need in the framework? What else is there, guys? reporting we need. Okay, so what is reporting means? Report means the report that is generated after executing all your test cases. So report, this is very important component the framework. So every client and management will look at this report. So you have a automation cases that are automated, you have a framework developed, all components are there, but you don't have report, it is not a good framework. So report is very much mandatory, where you will showcase that what all are passed, what all are failed, okay, what all in progress, what are not executed, how much time it took for execution, where it is failing, the screenshot for that in the framework itself. So it will help in understanding the execution report, execution status, your testing status. So it is very much easy for you also to publish the status of the testing. Ultimately, what is our goal? To test the application and provide the report to the client. So to achieve that, we need to have this report. So there are some different reports, HTML based reports are there. You can generate a test ng report. So test ng inbuilt having one feature, that is it will automatically create a report. Okay, and we have another extent report, allure report, there are so many things. Okay, so allure report is there, there is a extent report. So these are some of the types of reports. We can go with very basic test ng report. What is test ng report? In the execution, it will show how much time it took for execution, all that, that is your report. That is your report. It will show what test cases are passed, what test cases are fail, what are not executed, which you are not executing. For example, you want to run only smoke test cases, so you will run the group smoke, you will not run all the test cases. So that time your status will have some 100 are your part of regression. Okay, you are running regression test cases, and you will run a regression group, and you have 100 test cases. So your report will have related to that 100. Okay, in 100 some are pass or some are 90 are pass, 10 are fail, and remaining you have in a framework, suppose 200 test cases, some 100 are not executed because you have not executed that, you gave a group to run, that is regression. So regression got executed, but there are still 100 that are not executed because you are not executing them. So the report will overall show what you executed in that, how much is pass, how much is fail, and in fail you can go and see the screenshot as well, like where it is failing, why the reason, or what is the error, what is the exception. So looking at report, you will understand all the details about the execution. Okay, so this report will be integrated with CI/CD tool. Okay, that is a Jenkins CI. Jenkins, in Jenkins we create a job. So in that, the data will be read, your script files will be read from the GitHub, and the automation scripts will be executed. From that, a report will be generated. So this job, the Jenkins job, will automatically trigger the execution of your automation scripts. that is that is helping in CI. So continuous integration, continuous development, Jenkins tool, and it will have that report, and then that report will give you, and Jenkins will send a report to your email ID. So once your execution is completed, you will get a mail overnight. So for example, you have configurations done to run a particular uh, set of test cases regression after, like every Friday night. Okay, and every Friday night means you will get a report on a Saturday morning. Okay, you can check on Saturday morning or Monday morning whenever you are in a office. So first thing what you will look at, the report what is generated. So execution, all status of your execution will be there in the report. So how many my test cases are fail or pass, what scenarios are not working, okay, which one I should report as a defect, which one not to report as a defect, or what are my script issues, or what are the application issues. So we will look at the report and then analyze all that report, and give the update. Okay, so when we are running in a regression, so we have to analyze the regression, pass or fail, how much or what is working, what is not working, analyze and then report the issues. So this is, you will be working. So what all things we need, we have got bit idea. So what is the technology that we need to work on this? So we need a Java, okay, we need Eclipse, we need Selenium WebDriver, okay, and we need TestNG. So this is called as technology stack, guys. Okay, Maven, and we need Apache, POI, API to work with Excel. Which Excel? Test data Excel. Test data Excel, we will be able to work with Apache POI API. So whatever report you have, extend report or a Allure report, that is you are using or configuring that one, so that is there. So what is this report will be, or you will you can have the test ng report. Able to understand? So after this we need a log4j. So log4j is for logging. Okay, so how many, like to have an update where the issues are, what is the error, what is where issue occurred, what is the log files. The to generate the logs of your execution, log4j, we will use log4j API. As I discussed, a report will be sent with on a mail with the Jenkins, and automatically the execution will start from the Jenkins as per the configuration. So every Friday or every Monday you have to run the regression, for example. So that configuration you can give in the Jenkins CI. What else we need? We need a Git as a repo. What is a Git? We need browsers. Okay, what browsers we need? Firefox, Chrome, okay, and then Internet Explorer, IE browser, all the browsers. Okay, so the different browsers we need, that we need to install, right? So that are again needed. So we need a system or other things that are basic. Okay, so you need applications, Eclipse or a system unit, that is very basic. I'll not write that all. Okay, so this is a technology stack that we have to have before we develop a framework. Okay, so you should be aware of these all components, and these are the things. Now we'll see about these. Okay, so here it is. What is the technology stack I was saying? The JDK, TestNG for the test unit framework, Apache, POI API to read write in the Excel. Okay, handling the Excel. Browser we need a Maven is as a build automation tool. Log4j logging API. And apart from that, automation framework architecture, what we are going to use, we need a page object model design. So this is the framework architecture that we are going to use. So this you can use in combination with page factory. Okay, so page factory is again a new concept. We have to see that what is page factory. So page object model can be used with page factory, without page factory. Okay, and Maven build automation tool, test libraries for different UI pages, test utilities for different generic functions that are your reusable functions. Okay, so report, so dashboard or Allure report, any report that you are using, and Jenkins tool and Git repo. Okay, so Git repo we are aware of. We will see what is the Jenkins down the line. Okay, and we will see some of the things how we create a framework. Okay, this is about the architecture behind the story, everything. So now we will see what we will write in the test base. So we will write in the test base, you can write simple direct name, okay, base package or a com dot project name and qa dot base. Okay, so your project people will follow different naming conventions, you can follow that one. And testbase.java will have these all things. What is WebDriver? WebDriver, a driver object we will create of a WebDriver. Properties file we need, and we need different event firing WebDriver and event listener. Okay, these are the testng uh, classes that
So
will help
Rajni,
in performing. Hmm?
so basically test-ng we are using just when we are going to run the test cases in like page object
Not
model.
only when running, so we will use annotations, okay, that are called as annotations. That are called as
No,
annotations.
and the
Uh,
main use of the main motive of test-ng basically we are run the test cases in groups and priority and like
yes, yes, right.
these are the
Yes,
uses. That's why we are using test-ng.
yes. So we will not write a main method here. Main method is program starting point. Okay. Apart from that, testng has got many advantages. So testng has got what all advantages in, have you we have seen or not? So testng we have covered. So let me repeat very quickly what are advantages of testng here. So if you are using framework, these are the things that are it is helping us in. So we can read a data from the excel, we can generate a html report and the logs. Okay, these all the things a testng will give us a benefit. So advantages of testng, it will create a report, it will have annotations, we can use the parameterization concept as well, listeners as well. So there are so many advantages of having the testng, so that's why testng is very famous and it has lot many capabilities, not just annotations. Okay, there are parameters that we will pass, and there is other things apart from it will generate a report which will have the time, uh, how much a test case took for executing particular test case, how much time it took, and what is pass, what is fail, total how many test cases are there, how many are passed, how many are failed. It will show in the colors as well, like passed one in a green color, failed as a red color. So there are so many advantages of using testng in a framework. Okay, so in the test base we will write properties file to read. Okay, so how to read a properties file, we will use the file input stream class. So it will read the properties file, and where is the property file we have in the config package. Okay, com.crmqa config, you can create a package or you can create a config package. In that you can write the config.properties file. So config.properties file is a file with the dot properties extension. This is not a Java file. Okay, so this is a properties file having extension dot properties. So what all things we add, your project url you will add. Okay, so here I have taken an example of free crm or any application, you can give any application. What is a username for that application and a password you can use, and here we will give the browser chrome. Okay, how this browser is getting initialized here in the testng we will see. So we will come back to testng. Here this is test based constructor, the constructor has got these all things. Okay, read the properties file, and that's it. Okay, so now in the test base we are reading the
So Rajni, here we are
properties file.
giving the property file location, right?
Yes, it is in the framework only. It is in the framework.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your QA config properties, and here initialization. Okay, the browser I am talking about here, you have given Chrome. So browser equal to Chrome is there. If your browser name equal to prop dot get property, so prop is the object of property, where it is here it is. So your prop equals to new properties, we have created a properties object, and in this we are reading this properties file. So this object prop dot get property browser, so it will return the browser property, which is my Chrome. So if browser name equals to Chrome, we will initialize driver equals to new Chrome driver. If the browser name is Firefox, we will initialize driver equals to new Firefox. So that will be there. In this way we will give this. So what other things we will be having in the test base? Driver dot manage maximize, okay, driver dot delete cookies timeout, okay, and then other things. These are, and we need to launch a particular URL that we will give. So what URL? Here it is. So URL is from this. URL is which one? Free CRM URL, that one we are using. Okay, what are there in the pages? So the CRM application has got different pages, contact pages or a deals pages. So this is how we write in the page factory. So driver dot find element, that all thing is replaced by at the rate find in the page factory. In the page factory concept, we will use direct at the rate find by, and XPath we will write. So it, which is equivalent to driver dot find element. And then inside we used to give by XPath, by link text, everything. Okay, so here by dot id. So driver dot find element and by dot, the three things are replaced by only one find by annotation. So we have different pages, and each page is extending the test base. Each page is extending the test base. Okay, so that we have seen in the page object model, that we are aware of. Okay, so fine it is. And then we have a test util. Here we will write the utilities. Okay, so this may be like bit, so this code I will give you guys, so you can have as a reference and then read it and understand. Okay,
So
so
Rajni,
basically hmm,
when we go to the real time project, so as you open the web event listener.java, it will be automatically there.
yeah, generally everything will be there, guys. What will happen generally, there will be framework already, so you will not get role to develop a framework from the scratch. Unless and until you are a architect or a very senior person, you are applying for very senior role, they will not give you the work to develop a framework. Okay, unless and until you put some high number of experience like 8, 10, or like that, and you specify that you worked on automation really on good number of years, and different types of tools and technologies you worked on. So if you are able to say that all and then you get a role, then maybe yeah, you will get a role to work on a framework development from the scratch. Generally if you put like 2 3 years or a 4 years 5 years experience also, there will be a framework given to you. No one will ask you to write a framework from the scratch. The company will have frameworks and they will share the framework. Okay, I will share this framework. Even project people will also share you the framework when you join. So whatever framework, few things here and there it will be different. Okay, not exactly config dot properties will have 3 4 things only. They will have different things or a 10 things, but these things will be there. Apart from this, two more will be added. Okay, in the test base, apart from this, 2 3 more will be added. In the pages, some things will be added more. Okay, but the concept here it is same. Test base will be having the initialization things or a setup related code, and you have the pages classes, there you write the code related to that pages, the elements methods you write. that one. So how that is different methods we are calling. And in interview you have to explain the framework. What is test based? First you have to explain. Basically you have to explain these entire things. If you are able to explain what is test layer, what is page layer, what is test base, and what is environment variables, you will have username, password, you have to explain orally. Okay, so it is not like you have to write entire code in the interview also. This is also not needed in the interview. So you have to just explain all the concepts, like what is test data, what is test data meaning is, what is test util, what is the meaning of it, what components will be there, what is a report, what is the meaning of it. And few basic programs will be asked. What is basic programs, like how we switch to, or how we use different elements, or how we write a locators, write a xpath, or how we sort a array, or how the variables we declare, or how we use the collections, or what are the string methods. So write something like that. The basic questions will come. Again, what is testng, what is maven, related to that interview questions will be there. So no need of worrying about like complete framework you have to develop from a scratch. You have to understand the framework which is already there, and you have to contribute to the framework accordingly. Okay, so write your own test cases after that in the framework, in the same framework. So you should be able to really well explain all these concepts, like what are the page layer, what is the test layer. So all these 7 8 components that we have discussed, this you should be able to explain. That is the expectations. Okay, what is your framework you are working on, you have to explain this. So if you are able to explain this, you're extending test base, and you have a test layer, and then you have these all things. You in test base you have these things. That is, that is good one, that is enough. So this is about the page object model and the framework. Okay, so we will see more on a test ng tomorrow. Tomorrow means in the next class.